Hello everybody, I hope you guys are all doing well. So today I'm going to do another requested reading, and the question is, I would like to know if Putin has overextended himself in Ukraine as he tries to bring down the US. Alright, so I don't know if you guys know, but 2024, it's a historic year for humanity because 4.5 billion people will go to the polls. And that's the problem, because Putin will take advantage of that. So the situation is that Russia lost the war in Ukraine because apart from the land bridge between Crimea and Donbass, they failed in all their objectives, the original strategic objectives that they had. But the problem is that Ukraine has not won yet, so it's frozen. And while Russia can afford to pump hundreds of thousands of lives into the meat grinder, Ukraine cannot afford that. Now the problem is that after Hungary, who's pro-Russian and against helping Ukraine, now Slovakia has voted in for people that are pro-Russian and they will not help Ukraine. And recently Netherlands had elections and the far-right parties won. And Putin is having control over these parties because he supports them financially through corruption or through compromise. They have compromise on them and they have to do Putin's bidding. So Putin's going to take advantage that we will have elections in many countries, and there is no coincidence that Hamas started the war in October. Not just to take attention away from Ukraine, but to actually cause disruption and mayhem. So what we're seeing right now, all the hate mobs, all the anti-Semitism, all the, the useful idiots from the far left marching for Hamas. Like, if they gave a shit about Palestinian people, they wouldn't support Hamas. So we have all this lunacy and everything that is going on right now from the far left, siding with Islamists against the West. All this is going to do is pump up the far right parties, is going to get the far right parties elected. Putin couldn't give a shit about ideology like the left or the right. His ideology is the destruction of the West and the democratic system. Putin bombed Syria on purpose to create the refugee crisis and also the migrant crisis. If you guys remember, there was in the news about migrants coming through Belarus to cross into Poland. That was Putin's doing. And there's also a route of migrant crossing into Europe through Serbia and Hungary. And Orban, he released this year 1,000 human traffickers from prison with the excuse that, it was too expensive to keep them in prison. But this was done specifically to help this flooding of Europe with, especially with Muslim population, so that now when Hamas attacked, this has been like a bomb has been detonated, and now we're seeing all this anti-Semitic rage everywhere. And it's because people have been brainwashed for years with aggressive anti-Semitic propaganda and all kinds of conspiracy theories, like both with the far right and with the far left spaces. So what we're seeing right now, this is Putin's plan. He's the mastermind behind this. It's not a coincidence. It's all happening according to his plan. Austria is also loyal to Putin and to Russia, and on purpose they voted to block Romania and Bulgaria into Schengen space. it was at Russia's order, and it's for two reasons. One, to make it harder to transport weapons to Ukraine, and the second was to create even more dissatisfaction within the European Union because we're being treated unfairly. And what we're seeing now in Poland, there's Polish farmers that block the crossing of aid from Poland into Ukraine. I think this is Russia's intervention as well, because they're infiltrated in all countries. Also in Romania we have Rushists and Ruski fans, and people who are more loyal to Russia than to Romania. And sadly, these clowns, they're fooling a lot of people, uneducated people, especially people that don't really think critically. So we're all in big trouble. We are all in big trouble, and 2024 is going to be crucial for us as a humanity. And to me, it's frustrating to see so many politicians and our leaders in the West that they're repeating the mistakes that have been made in the past, and they don't understand that appeasement of these bloodthirsty dictators, of these monsters, these psychopaths, this will lead to even more widespread war, to even bloodier war in the future. So if we do not defeat them, if we do not defeat Russia, if we do not help Ukraine properly, I think we're doomed. We as the West, we are doomed. So anyways, enough with my opinions and what I think. Let's go to the cards and let's see, did Putin overextend himself with the war in Ukraine? Okay, let's see. This is Putin's side. Oh, he's bleeding. Bleeding hard. He's like giving it all he's got. He's not in a good position, but let's see. He got himself into trouble. He really did. But that doesn't mean that, oh, we're safe, he's gonna lose. Even though that he's in trouble, he's infiltrated in the West. And I'm seeing with the Six of Cups, the past. Connections from the past, long-term connections. So at this point, at least in the formula that we are right now, like the people in power right now, they're working together. They're maintaining like a solid coalition, let's say. Even though I see like with the blindfold here, they're still blinded to certain things. There's still important decisions to be made. And Putin is bleeding profusely. But this makes him even more dangerous because he's gonna throw everything he's got at us. He's in this like feisty mode. He's not gonna give up. He's not gonna compromise. He's throwing it all in. So I think Putin may have overextended himself. This is the situation at the present moment. Let's do one for the future. What's likely to happen in the future? Let's see after 2024, a year from now. Ay, this is Putin. It's still up in the air, it's still not sure, but it's a danger that he regains something. Let's see our side. Yeah, it all depends. So it all depends on us, on the West, because I'm seeing the Two of Wands for us here. Choices to be made. It's the elections, depending on what kind of people we put in power. This will change everything. And there's no going back from this. The Death has the energy of a change that you cannot go back to. It's irreversible. But it depends. So it still depends. So I would say that it is a danger that Putin bounces back depending on what we choose to do. If we're wise enough, the population, if it's wise enough to choose the leaders that are good for them, and then those leaders to make choices to actually battle Putin and to crush him, to defeat him. So I don't know, I can't say for sure, it depends. With the Seven of Cups, it's still like not manifested. It's in the air, it's up to choice. It's again the crossroad moment, but there is a danger he bounces back and has power. So that would suck. So I guess we should vote in for people that will actually go hard against Russia. If we don't, we're going to suffer. Yeah, so this was the reading about Putin. So definitely he overextended himself. He's bleeding profusely. He's hurting real bad, which makes him even more dangerous. Because now it's kind of like all or nothing. He's throwing everything at us. We shouldn't underestimate him. He poses a great threat to us as a collective West, to all the democracies anywhere. Me personally, with my mind, is like I want to block it from happening. I'm seeing Ukraine winning. I'm not accepting a loss on that. I'm not accepting the West losing to these tyrants. So me, somehow in my mind, I'm blocking it. I'm refusing it. But it doesn't depend on me. It depends on all of us and all of our collective choices. This will shape the future that's ahead of us. Yeah. So anyways, this is it for Putin. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all your support. I appreciate all of you. And I will see you guys soon. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.